Now, CNBC has said something very unusual. They go, it's a perfect situation. Shorts don't have to return your borrow.
To argue, hey, we're not the ones who got into huge duration mismatch. Yeah, right?
No, but I mean, it's a perfect situation. These things go into receivership, they're a zero. I don't think you ever have to actually return your borrow. So it's a beautiful situation. And I mean, there were plenty of people who made a lot of money shorting SVB, for example, and only putting up, what, 5% shorting a bunch of shares. And you never even have to return them.
And First Republic as well.
What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. This is sort of like the naked shorts video that we have had on the channel, which is probably one of the most viewed videos on the channel, where CNBC just came out and said something very similar, where shorts don't have to return their borrowed shares, as that is legally clearly not the case. As if you were to sell or if you were to recall, shorts would have to return your borrow, but apparently not in this case when they're talking about the banking sector. Overall, we have a lot of stuff to go over with AMC. Please hit the like button. It helps me out. It's free. Hit the subscribe button and also drop a comment down below. Let's get into the video. Now, yesterday we talked about AMC suing companies in a brand new lawsuit that were basically supposed to protect them, but I didn't know they were actually suing nearly 20 companies in a brand new lawsuit. AMC Entertainment Holdings Q1 admissions are now up by 20% March 31st, 2023, 534.1 million March 31st, 2022, $443.8 million. And the box office has hit $1 billion for the quarter, which is the highest average since 1997. So AMC fundamentals, the box office is doing extremely well, as well as the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy movie that just got released. The theaters have been jam-packed for that, so I'm really excited to see what Q2 is about to bring for AMC. Now, before we get into more information, I want to touch on the charts. The charts have been trading in a very, very interesting spot, to say the least, and we have been expecting a little bit of a retracement for earnings, and we didn't even get that. It seems as if they are trying to push AMC's price down for pennies on the dollar, but they can't really push it down much lower. With that being said, if we do continue to still scale up, I have something drawn out that I charted for a little while, and you might be thinking, Lottery Stocks, this looks pretty weird, but you know, it's kind of getting me a little excited. If AMC were to play out the same exact way after it ended a red cycle, followed by a green cycle, which if I were to show you the entire chart, you would see that we had the run back in January, the run back in June, so two major rips, and then the most recent run up to around $30 where we got halted on AMC. This is something that you would be expecting going forward. This is where AMC would come up to. It would come up and get smacked right around $11. If this was going to be the case, if I am correct, this is where I see AMC going if it does continue to scale up. However, the way it did not get a retracement is very kind of skeptical. It makes me skeptical because this cycle can very much so play out inverse, and AMC could sell off in the near future before just getting that pop and just playing us through the regular cycles that we have been in since way back before retail even jumped into the play, okay? Which are the cycles we track down here in white and green. So just keep that in mind. In my opinion, there is a likelihood of this happening where AMC scales up to $11, and there is also a likelihood of them making this a very, very controlled scale up to $11 before essentially getting smacked down even further on AMC, and we're going to talk about why when we get into the numbers in 1 minute. But touching on GameStop, the overall outlook on GameStop is this. This is exactly what I expect for GameStop. I expect a slight retracement coming back down to this trend line right around $19.50 late May, around May 20th or so, before getting a pop back up to around $24 and slowly scaling back to the upside on GameStop. This is where I see it going. This is going to bring us through the summer on GameStop. This is only if the cycles continue to play out. For AMC, for GameStop, both of these would need some sort of catalyst, and of course we could explode. These are the overall short-term outlooks on cycles. If these cycles continue to play out the way they have been playing out, this is exactly how GameStop is going to trade going forward. And of course, this would bring us getting smacked down into September, which is something that, you know, we have been looking at for the SPY to, you know, slowly come down into September, which would match up with that level as well. We know short sellers and banks are not in the best position, and there most certainly could be a catalyst, a huge catalyst in the very, very near future for AMC and GameStop to actually have the squeeze that we have been waiting for, and we're going to talk about that in 1 second. Touching on the S&P 500, trading at $412.29, basically trading completely sideways. We broke over this trend line. We got a double bottom right around 404. We popped back up over this trend line, and we are basing on it right now. If the SPY pops, I would watch for a rejection tomorrow right around 416 on that next overall trend line of resistance. And if it cannot hold this support level, I would watch for a fast break below that 404 level before the SPY starts to sell off even further. But again, they are all in a very interesting spot. It's kind of one of these boring scenarios where we're just waiting for something to happen major with the bank, something to happen major with the lawsuit, the conversion, the reverse split, so on and so forth for AMC, GameStop, the S&P 500. I know Ripple just got some decent news, and sometimes, most of the time, AMC tracks Ripple, vice versa, XRP if you don't know. Also Ethereum Classic as well. Now, before we get into the AMC and GameStop numbers, it's going to be very, very quick. If you guys want up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, courtesy of me and Moomoo, use my link in the top of the description. I will also leave it pinned in the top of comments. Once you download Moomoo and sign up and make an account just like you would any other brokerage, you are going to get up to 15 free stocks once you make a deposit. It can literally be a penny or a dollar, so make sure to go to that. It takes 2 minutes out of your day. Plus, you're getting free level 2 order book data, so you can see where whales are loading up and dropping off shares, and you can kind of tell where price is going to go from there. Plus, you have access to viewing other exchanges, so you can kind of see how our market is going to open, as well as a ton of other benefits. So make sure to go do that, guys. Also, pop in Discord if you want to talk with me on the daily, as well as 400 of the most amazing people. We also have options trading alerts, the DGen Bets channel, gains and losses channel, as well as video requests, and of course the general stock talk where 400 of the most amazing people are sitting. Now, AMC randomly got all of these shares available to borrow according to Soccer Tracker, 1.6 million, and you have to keep that in mind because if you take a look at the options chain, it seems as if they are kind of letting AMC even out, and they're waiting to dump shares on us next week, which would invalidate my pump in the stock right up to $11, or it would further validate that. And the reason for that is because if the algo is going to push this thing hard on this day, on this week, and the market makers, these shorts, know that, they're going to save up shares to stump the momentum so that they can dump it on halts or whatever it may be to slow the momentum and essentially throw a rock in it. So just beware of that, because the options chain is major for the expiration of May 19th. Over 300,000 contracts for the put in call side of things, as well as these short exempts stacking up on AMC. So it does look like the algos are pushing this thing up, because even when these short exempts are scaling up, apparently AMC's chart is still scaling up without getting a retracement. So just keep that in the back of your head as well as GameStop. We are winning on the options chain. Calls to put 9,000 to 1,000 expiring in the money, as well as 26,000 compared to 9,000 expiring out of the money, as well as everyone is betting bullish going forward on GameStop on the options chain for next week and the week after and the week after that and the week after that and the week after that. So basically, GameStop's options chain is a lot more bullish than AMC, especially the yearly contracts, but just keep that in mind as well. You know, maybe GameStop is going to be leading the pack on this. A quick touch on Ortex numbers: 24.64% short interest, utilization at 100% on AMC. The cost to borrow dropped to 222% for an average and 328% for a max. These levels, these numbers are getting annoying to pay attention to, because these can get as high as possible, as low as possible, and it seems like it doesn't affect the short seller or the price in general. Now, speaking of short sellers and scumbags, Ken Griffin from Citadel Securities was spotted in Miami with Jeff Bezos from Amazon. Those cheeks look swollen, however, as Kenny must be under a little bit of stress. Looks like he's got a 3-ounce piece of Wagyu beef in his mouth, purchased but not yet chewed. Now, I thought this was pretty interesting. The stock market is a joke. 3 banks got eviscerated last week, down an average of 60%, and those losses have now been reversed as PacWest, ticker symbol PACW, is up over 81% in one singular day. Now, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan predicting a shorting halt, whether that means market-wide or just banks remains to be seen. Free and open market. Absolutely not. You guys let me know what you think about this down below, and let me know if you're keeping your money in the banks because the Treasury and the Fed may have to come in and actually restrict your right as a U.S. citizen to pull money out of the U.S. banking sector due to capital flight from the U.S. banking system, Hugh Henry said on Bloomberg. Now, if I do still have the screenshot, I want to bring up as to why this may be the case, and they may stop withdrawals from banks, but they are not going to stop short selling from banks. Overall, guys, this is what I got for you for today's video. Here are the earnings after the close. In case you do want to play them, we have some cool ones like PayPal, Palantir, Lucid, so on and so forth, and we will be touching on them into Discord. Make sure to drop a comment under this video, hit the like on your way out, hit the subscribe button. As always, have post notifications on so you don't miss another upload. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.